What is up guys, and welcome back to another My Team Career Mode episode. And today we're going to Silverstone. But first let's check out this powertrain event.
Could you take a look at this for us please?
Okay, so Lucas Weber wants a tour around the powertrain department. And agreeing to that will give us a boost in team acclaim, but we will lose a lot of resource points. And I currently value those resource points more than the team acclaim, so I'm gonna decline.
You handled that well. Thank you.
Okay, so we lost out on a boost at team acclaim, but looking at these activities, we can boost our team acclaim with this sponsor ad. Let's also boost the aero department morale a bit, and we can boost our team acclaim some more with this sponsor event. So that's perfect. Now let's also upgrade the car a bit. I feel like we will need some more durability upgrades because our engine parts are wearing quite quickly. So let's go ahead and add another turbo durability upgrade. Okay, let's go to the race weekend now.
Our new parts have completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
Here we go, we've got some new completed upgrades. So we've got extra downforce now, and here's a chassis upgrade, which will give us better braking. So with those two new upgrades, we should be able to fight for a win at Silverstone here. Let's see what our pace is like in qualifying. Wow, I still have to get used to how much downforce this car has right now. I mean, P5 is decent, but I feel like we could have been higher up. So let's go for a podium, maybe even a win this race.
We return once again then to the home of British motorsport and the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. The 3.6 miles of the Silverstone Circuit in Great Britain is hallowed ground to the Formula One faithful. We have 18 corners that wrap around this former World War II airbase and some good passing opportunities at the end of the DRS zones. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Norris, Jackson and Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Sainz, Massa and Charles Leclerc, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Pierre Gasly and Vettel, Ocon, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi and George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Lundgaard and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks. Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature. Radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch. P6, we have P6. Sonoda's just ahead, push hard. Less than a second separate you, they're on fresh softs. Ricciardo behind, the gap is less than a second, they're on fresh softs. The gap to the leader is 3.0 seconds. Your pit window will open in 7 laps time. You have 25 laps to go. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Yellow flag. Some information on the Red Bull driver. Right, some information on Hamilton. They are out of the race. P5, you're in P5. Tsunoda ahead. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh softs. Ricciardo is behind you. The gap is less than a second. Our gap to first place is 3.2 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 23 laps to go. Norris just ahead, push for the position. Gap to car in front is 1.0 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 27.7. We're dropping back by around 0.4 a lap. We're leading our teammate by 2.4 seconds. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Copy. Fourth position, you're in fourth position. Norris is ahead of you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. Tsunoda is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 4.0 seconds. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. 21 laps to go. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Tyre condition is still looking good. Nice move. Good job. In this lap, push now. complete. Go now. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. P19, you have P19. Latifi is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 2.0 seconds. They're on old softs. Lundgaard behind. The gap to the car behind is 1.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 17 laps to go. The gap behind us is 3.5 seconds. Felipe is coming in for his stop. Schumacher is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 4.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 10 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:29.5. The fastest lap at this point in time is a 1:27.0. sat in P2, Verstappen ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 4.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Perez is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 14 laps to go. Okay, clear. Caution, the virtual safety car has just been deployed due to a build-up of debris on the track. VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags. We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop. Gap to teammate behind is 7.8 seconds. Ricardo behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 2 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:27.6. Verstappen is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 6.0 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:26.9. You're dropping back by around 0.2 each lap. place. You're in second place. Verstappen ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 6.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Ricciardo is behind you. Our gap behind is 1.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. There are 10 laps to go. The car behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Verstappen is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 6.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:26.9. You're losing around 0.3 a lap. sat in P2. Verstappen ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 6.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Ricciardo behind. The gap to the car behind is 2.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 6 laps to go. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Tsunoda behind. The gap behind us is 3.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 27.8. The energy store is getting worn, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. We're leading our teammate by 17.3 seconds. Norris has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far. second place. You're in second place. Verstappen is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 7.3 seconds. They're on old mediums. Tsunoda is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 3.5 seconds. They're on old mediums. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. This is your final lap of the race. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Plenty of action here at Silverstone. It was a memorable race, and what an impressive victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. The lap times, while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. Jackson takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Jackson. Look at where they finished compared to where they started. It's not easy to cut through the field like that in Formula 1, so it was a great effort.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula 1.